So welcome to the Next Generation Career Success Video Summit interview with Dan Jessup. So Dan, thank you so much for joining us.
Sure. Thanks, everybody. Yeah.
So Dan, you are the head of people strategy at Groupon. So can you tell us what exactly that means?
I can. So this is a relatively new role within the past, I would say, 6 to 7 months for me and for us, just as we've matured as an organization, especially on the HR side. So in short, my charge now is to look after employment brand, look after our interview strategy methodologies, making sure we're consistent with how the candidate experience through the employee experience, serve as a bridge between recruiting and internal HR, our employee relations, our HR partners, so that experience is consistent. And then working with things like employee allocation or talent allocation. So do we have the right people in the right roles at the right times? And as we scale, as we're bringing things along, are we growing, with a sense of consistency across different departments? So this was I embraced this because it was a progression from where I had been. I came in as our first recruiter a couple years back, and then had a chance to help build out what became our initial recruiting team, and then some of our other in-house HR hires when we built an in-house HR department. And then now, as we've even grown more sophisticated and added more people to the HR org, we have a few different directors. So I'm one of our directors, focused more on the people side of things, where as opposed to, say, back office operations or comp and ben.
So, a lot of people would want to get into something like a Groupon, a really exciting company, very fast growing. So how did they find you, or how did you find them?
Sure. So again, for me, it was about June of '09, and Groupon was, in 4 markets maybe. I think the employee count was about 30 or so people, all here in Chicago. And I've been in Chicago for about 9 years now, and I was working as a recruiter in town. And I had been third party years ago with an agency, and then I went internal for a while, and I wanted to stay on the internal side of life, recruiting life, and also I liked interviewing and hiring for sales. And so we got talking because Groupon was looking to get their first recruiter, and I was on a contract at the time looking for my next gig. So there's a sister company in the same building here that was launched by some of the same angel investors as Groupon. And so I knew the team at that company, and literally, a former colleague was now working at the sister company. I was also connected with their recruiting director. I think I saw a post, an update on LinkedIn one day that they were helping Groupon hire people, and thus helping Groupon eventually pick up a recruiter. Blah blah blah. We got to talking. They liked me. I liked them, thankfully, and away we went.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of networking in there. They're seeing a LinkedIn update. So is that what you would recommend in terms of how an aspiring job seeker can catch the attention of a fast-growing company like a Groupon?
Oh, it certainly helps. And I think it all comes down to it starts with relevance, and by that, again, the Groupon was looking for someone. Their charge at the time was mostly, the initial push was hiring more salespeople, and then they also had to hire some more on the engineering side for technology, and then even expand the editorial team at the time. And so it was fortunate as well that I had 2 jobs prior. I had been in tech recruiting, and my most recent gig was hiring inside sales talent for another website, and in the advertising space. I was a career builder, and which was a great experience, and it taught me a ton. And so I had tech, I had sales recruiting experience, and then I live a double life in the acting world here in Chicago, in the sketch comedy and improv world, and certainly knew some writers as well, and people in the creative space. So again, it was a combination of a lot of things that was helpful. So when we did connect, I was able to, fortunately, come with a lot of, I think, what I felt was relevant, and I think they did too.
So you talk about relevance. In addition to that, what are you looking for in the people that you hire?
Well, again, I think in addition to relevance, which we can dig into that too, because I think that's a broad category that I know it's broad, but that you can be relevant by many ways. The other thing is quality of their character. The two, if we really distill it down to 2 things: relevance to the job and quality of character. And I guess I'll stop blabbing. I'll go into more details.
Yeah, no. So go into detail about relevance. So how do you then define relevance, or how will someone prove that they're relevant to you?